In our last video, we have seen two steps of the research process. Before starting our content, some students face some problems related to the content. ઘણા બધા વિદ્યાર્થીઓને એવા જે છે એક પ્રોબ્લેમ હતો કે સર તમે જે કરાવો છો તે તમારે જે છે કન્ટેન્ટ નથી. Actually, the book was different, which was at me, but now હવે જે છે તમને જે બુક આપવામાં આવી તમને જે કન્ટેન્ટ આપવામાં આવ્યું છે એ આમ તો જોવા જઈએ તો રિસર્ચનું બંનેને સરખું જ હોય છે, બહુ જલ્દી ડિફરન્સ નથી હોતો. પણ અત્યારે હવે મારી પાસે તમારી પાસે જે બુક છે એ જ બુકમાંથી જે છે હવે આપણે આગળ કન્ટિન્યુ કરશું. રિસર્ચ પ્રોસેસ છે તો રિસર્ચ પ્રોસેસની અંદર જે આગામી જે બુક મારી પાસે હતી એ બુકમાંથી પણ જે છે સેમ પ્રોસેસ છે આમાંથી પણ. કારણ કે જો કોઈ જગ્યાએ કન્ટેન્ટ ચેન્જ થાય તમારે જે છે એક બુક ચેન્જ થાય, પબ્લિકેશન ચેન્જ થાય, બટ ઓવરઓલ પ્રોસેસ છે અથવા ઓવરઓલ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ્સ છે, કોઈ કેરેક્ટરિસ્ટિક્સ છે એમાં કોઈ જાતનો ચેન્જ થતો નથી. સો આપણે જે છે આમાં જે નેક્સ્ટ છે એમાં આપણે કન્ટિન્યુ કરશું. ઇન અવર લાસ્ટ વિડિયો we have seen two steps of business research. The first step of business research is identification of the research problem. What is the problem faced by you or faced by the researcher? That will be our first step. After that, scan the existing environment. What is the current environment, or which type of situation is currently in the environment? This will be find out after the first stage. Now the third step of business research is in this process there is a 13 steps are given. Out of 2 steps already discussed. Now we are going to discuss our third step of business research is fix the objective or alternative of study. Fix the objective or alternative of the study. Look on the page number 13 in your business research content. There is the third stage is given. Third step is given. Fix the objective or alternative of the study. This step is related with the first step. The identification of the problem area difficulty creates number of alternative. It means once you find out which type of problem you are facing out, according to problem you have to see which type of objective that can be remove your problem, or how many alternatives available to you to face out that particular problem. Say for example, if you face in decrease of the sales, તમારે જે છે વેચાણમાં ઘટાડો થાય છે, decrease the sales. Here you get your problem. Your problem is how your sales will decrease. But now you will see your objective of your study. First of all, which type of study you have to conduct to face out this problem. તમારા problem ને જે છે face out કરવા માટે, remove કરવા માટે you have to take number of step, and you what is your ultimate objective to face out this particular problem. To face out this particular problem અને તમારે જે છે sales તમારા વેચાણમાં ઘટાડો થાય છે તો તમારો જે છે એ અલ્ટિમેટ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ શું હોઈ શકે? તમારો ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ હશે કે ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ ઇઝ ટુ મિનિમાઇઝ your decrement of sales as much as possible and make it increasing in the percent in the very short time. તમારા જે રિસર્ચ ની અંદર સોરી તમારો જે સેલ્સ છે એ સેલ્સ નું જે ડિક્રીમેન્ટ છે એ જે ઘટાડો છે એ ઘટાડાને જેમ બને જલ્દી ઓછો આવે અને જેટલા ટૂંકા સમયગાળામાં તમે ઈચ્છો એને ટૂંકા ગાળાની અંદર જે છે વધારે આગળ વધે એ જે છે તમારો અલ્ટિમેટ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ હોવો જોઈએ. તો ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ યુ હેવ ટુ આઇડેન્ટિફાઈ ધ પ્રોબ્લેમ, and after identifying the problem you have to define objectives of the study, and there may be a number of objectives may happen in any particular study. Say for example, if you are conducting study on any particular topic, your topic is profitability of XYZ company. You can take any company you want to study, and what is the profitability of that particular company during any particular time. Say for example, you can study from 2012 to 2017, 2010 to 2015, as per your requirement and as per your desire. You can take your time. So this is the objectives of the study. And once you find out what are the objectives of the study, you must identify how many alternatives available to you. હવે તમે કોઈ એક રસ્તો પસંદ કરેલો છે, કોઈ જગ્યાએ જવાનું છે, you choose only one way to go anywhere. At that time you must have idea about other ways to reach that particular destination. તમારે જે છે એ જ જગ્યાએ પહોંચવા માટે તમારે બીજું જે છે એ રસ્તા પણ હોવા જોઈએ. Because if your first plan is failed, you must have another plan to reach that particular destination. So your ultimate objective could not be removed. Your ultimate objective will not be decreased. So here you have to take into consideration how many alternatives available to you. Each alternative identifies the researcher can solve the existing problem. Thus, it creates confusion by finalizing one or some alternatives as it is not possible to select all the alternatives identified because there may exist some constraint while executing the research work. It may possible in your business research. You have number of alternatives available, but now, say for example, if you are getting confused related to which objectives or which alternative should be selected, because whenever you are thinking about any alternative, whenever you are thinking about any options, every option has pros and cons. Every option has positive side as well as negative side. So which positive side and negative side or which alternative should be selected for your business, this must be taken into consideration when you are deciding your alternative. And by very consciously you have to select the best alternative available to you. There are three ways to select an alternative. Like there is three ways while you have number of alternatives available to you. From that number of alternatives, basically there are three ways to select that particular alternative, and the first is by understanding the problem truly. First of all, you have to understand all the problem, what is the problem and how that particular problem can be removed. That is the first thing. The second is by analyzing the problem again and again truly. Once you face any problem, you analyze that from starting point to ending point. It means from all the part you analyze that particular problem. Again, second time you analyze that problem, and again you have to analyze that particular problem until you get your solution. And the third, if possible, discuss with the team or with those who are either involved or having some experience in this area. This is one of the most powerful step to identify your problem, because life is too short to make all the problem by your own and learn from that particular thing. When you have any problem, when you face any problem at that time, if you have guts, then you have to discuss that problem with others and from other experienced person, from other experienced organization. You can take advice how that particular problem can be faced out. So this is the third one. After that, the fourth one is scan the existing views. The scanning of existing literature is also known as the review of literature. What is review of literature? When you try to find out something, at that time Basically, you have number of data, you have lots of data available to you. While you are facing any problem, say for example, if you face any type of problem in your life, at that time just go to website or just go to any particular internet and try to face out that particular problem or how to remove that particular problem. Say for example, if you are feeling bad, if you are not feeling well, and you try something on YouTube, YouTube will give number of results in front of you. Which result must be selected by you? Which result will give you the right destination or right result? This is not confirmed. So here you will get confused. Same for business system. If you feel any problem in your business organization, you have number of literature available. So basically there are two type of data available. The first is primary data and the second is secondary data. What is primary data? When you collect any information by yourself from the respondent directly, that is called the primary data. તમે જ્યારે કોઈ ડેટા તમારા જે રિસ્પોન્ડન્ટ છે એની પાસેથી સીધે સીધું કલેક્ટ કરો છો તમને પ્રાઇમરી ડેટા કહેવાય. And the secondary data is data the researcher, the past research already have been done on that particular data and that data is published at anywhere. That is called the secondary data કે જે already published થઈ ગયેલા છે તેને secondary data કહેવામાં આવે છે. Out of these two data, according to your requirement, you can collect the literature and according to literature you can try to solve your problem. Then after the problems are defined, its brief summary should be written down. What type of problem you facing, that summary must be written down in the a particular form. It may be on your particular notes or it may be on any formal notes. The survey of literature is needed for getting more information and a source of information regarding the problem identified. Again, survey of literature paves the way for deciding the research methodology, models already being used. In other words, here the researcher searches for some studies which have already been earned out in the related field of study. Read that again. There is say that the researcher searches for some studies. The researcher who try out to study, they search some studies which have already been earned out in the related field of the study. Say for example, if your sales is decreasing, this problem is not only with your firm. This problem may be with a number of firms in the past also. So when you collect data, when you try to find out some data, when you search on the internet and in that sources which is reliable, if you search there, you will get a number of articles on that how you can increase the data. Or what is the second thing? The managers or the higher level authorities who already passed out through this type of stage, you can directly take suggestions from that particular persons. This would be the way. So when you have number of alternative available to collect the data, to collect the review of literature, at that time first of all you have to here. If you are directly researching something on the field, in that you can make this type of study. But in business study, most of the time you don't need to go directly to the field. You just need to study on the paper. આપણા કોમર્સ ની અંદર મોટા ભાગે કેવા થાય છે કદાચ તમારે નીચે એ કોઈ ડેટા લેવાનો હોય તો પ્રાઇમરી ડેટામાં પણ નીચે 90% એવા કેસીસમાં હોય છે કે જ્યારે તમે કોઈ તમારે કોઈ જે છે મને કોઈ રિસર્ચ કરવાનો છે તો આ રિસર્ચ નો જે છે ક્યાંથી મળે તો સીધા ઉપર જે છે પબ્લિશ ડેટા છે, બુક્સ છે, આર્ટિકલ છે, જર્નલ છે, આવી જગ્યાએ ઇન્ટરનેટ સોર્સિસ છે. આવા જે છે નંબર ઓફ સોર્સિસ અવેલેબલ where you can get your data My PhD topic is cloud accounting. As you all know, now currently I am doing PhD in accounting and my PhD topic is cloud accounting. So, from where I can get data? If I want to study what is cloud accounting and how the cloud accounting affect on the business operations of any particular person or any particular field. So, basically, how the from where I can get data related to the cloud accounting? So I can get that data from the number of sources available in the market. That could be published, that could be not published, that could be on the internet. From the number of sources available, I can get the data. The second is the review of literature. After that, formulate the hypothesis. First of all, what is hypothesis? Hypothesis word is very new for you. Hypothesis માટે આમ તો જો ગુજરાતીમાં સમજાવે છે કે hypothesis એટલે શું? તો કે hypothesis એટલે શું? તો કે માનો કે તમારે કોઈ સ્ટડી કરવાની છે. અને મારે સ્ટડી કરવાની છે. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ my topic is cloud accounting. So what is my hypothesis? My hypothesis is whether cloud accounting give benefit to any firm or not. So, there could be two hypotheses that will be discussed later. But now, hypothesis means it is the estimation. Hypothesis means अंदाज कि आउट છે कि आउट नहीं. Because whenever you are trying to study, at that time you cannot directly give conclusion. તમે સ્ટડી કરતા તો ડાયરેક્ટલી તમે conclusion ના આપી શકો કે cloud accounting છે. Say for example, I am doing research, so I cannot directly say that cloud accounting is effective on any business firm. First of all, I have to make some efforts and make research on cloud accounting on that particular firm. After making the research, after doing the research, I can finally conclude that cloud accounting is effective or not. So, before conclusion, I have to make some assumptions. I have to make some estimates. So here, what will be my hypothesis? My hypothesis will be, there were two types of hypothesis: alternate hypothesis and null hypothesis. So there is no significant difference on cloud accounting છે. So આપણે છે એમાં લઈ expenses of so for example, this is my null hypothesis and my alternative hypothesis. What? There is significant difference on expenses of the firm. Basically, what is this? When I want to try that is cloud accounting is expensive for any firm or not, at that time I cannot directly give conclusion that cloud accounting is too much expensive for any firm. Most of the Indian firm cannot afford that cloud accounting. I cannot directly give conclusion. So to make conclusion, first of all, I have to make hypothesis. What is my hypothesis? I want to search that is cloud accounting expensive for any firm or not. So here, what is it? So here I make hypothesis that there is no difference on expenses of any particular firm. And my alternate hypothesis is there is significant difference on expenses of the firm. After studying, after analyzing all the data, if I found that all the firm selected by me has huge amount expense on that particular cloud accounting, and that I can say that there is significant difference on the expenses of the firm. which incurred by the firm on cloud accounting. The derivation of a suitable hypothesis goes hand in hand with the selection of the research problem. A hypothesis is the statement that is temporarily accepted. Here, the definition of hypothesis is given. A hypothesis is the statement that is temporarily accepted as true at the beginning of each research work, and it is used as the basis for action in the research. It means in the starting of the research, basically I make estimation on that particular thing. So for example, if I want to study the profitability of any company, so according to my study, I make hypothesis which type of things or which type of any particular circumstances which effect on the profitability. So according to my study, I will formulate the hypothesis. It is in the starting it is believed that my hypothesis is right, but this is only belief, this is only estimation, this is not right. After analyzing the data, I will say that this is true or not. So in the beginning, I have to make both the assumptions. There is significance difference and there is no significance difference. And after studying the data, I will finally conclude that there is any significance difference or not. This is called the hypothesis. For example, a researcher wants to analyze the effectiveness of source of media, print, broadcast or hoardings that motivates. There is two type motivates are printing in your book. So first motivation one motivate should be write off. That motivates customers for sale of motorized two-wheelers in India. The tentative hypothesis or assumptions at the initial stage of research. હવે કોઈ એડવર્ટાઇઝમેન્ટ છે એ કોઈ વ્યક્તિને ટુ વ્હીલર ખરીદવા માટે કેટલી પ્રોત્સાહિત કરે છે. When any advertisement is on any particular platform, how that advertisement can affect on the mindset of customers, it will be studied. So what will be your hypothesis? Your alternate hypothesis is advertisement has significant impact on selling of motorized two-wheelers in India. It means your first hypothesis is the advertisement will affect, and your alternate hypothesis, your null hypothesis is that advertisement has significant information, and your alternate hypothesis is it has no significant impact on selling. So this is the hypothesis. Hypothesis is basically an assumption for your future study. The sixth is develop research plan. After the researcher has formulated the research hypothesis, the research design must be developed. A research design is a master plan specifying the methods and procedures for collecting and analyzing the needed information. Research plan, which is most important part for your business research, for your research. Say for example, if you want to study something, at that time you must have number of information available to you. You must collect data from various sources, and after collecting the data, you have to make tabulation, and you have to do number of operations on that particular data. You have to make number of statistical test on that particular data, and after that test you can get conclusion from that particular data. So this is also important. Once your hypothesis will be formulated, after your formulation of hypothesis, the next step is you have to make your overall business plan. After the research, it is a framework of the research is the roadmap, or this is the framework for your research which will be carried out in the future. The objectives of the study determined during the during the early stages of the research are included in the design to ensure that the information collected is appropriate for solving the problem. The first of all, you have to see that the information which is collected by you is that proper or not. Say for example, here if I say all of you, the person who see this video have to collect some data related to the cloud. તમારા માટે છે સે ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ તમે હોમવર્ક દીધું તો એક મારા માટે હોમવર્ક ના બટ તોય સે ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ હું તમને જે છે એ વસ્તુ કહું કે ક્લાઉડ અકાઉન્ટિંગ પર તમારે ડેટા ગોતી લાવવાનો છે whatever you will get from any sources, you just need to collect data related to cloud accounting. So first you will have to search the data on various sources. After collecting the data, you have to make statistical analysis on that particular data. The research investigator must also determine the sources of information, which type of sources available to you. There are a number of sources also available in the market. How that particular sources or how many sources available, it will be discussed further. The design or technique, the sampling methodology, and schedule and the cost of the research, which all plan when you as we have seen in our UG, આપણે જે કોલેજમાં બધા ભણી ગયા છે બિઝનેસ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન, there is given when you try to carry out any particular work, before starting that work you have to make plan to complete that particular work. From starting point to end point you have to make plan. So to do your business research, you have to make plan for the research, from where you can start your research and how much cost will be incurred to do that particular research, which type of data you require, and the data you require from where you can get that data. After getting that data, is it possible to implement all the statistical tools on that particular field, and your conclusion is beneficial for society or not. Say for example, you make research on any particular topic and that topic is not give any benefit to the society, at that time your research is completely useless. So these all things must be taken into consideration while you are making the research. After that, planning of sample design. Planning on sample design. You all aware about the sample. What is sample? Sample means your target area. Your target area for the research. Say for example, we just take example related to the advertisement of two-wheeler. If you want to make study that the advertisement of two-wheeler is effective or not, at that time you have number of bundle of information available to you. From that bundle of information, you just need to collect the data which is possible for you to analyze. હવે આપણે ખબર છે કે હવે તમારે જે છે ભારત દેશની અંદર ઓલમોસ્ટ ઇન ઓલ સિટીઝ there is advertisement of two-wheeler. So it is not possible for any human to collect data in each and every cities of the country, or even each and every cities of the Gujarat. તમારે ગુજરાત કરો તો બધી જગ્યાએ તમે ડેટા કલેક્ટ ના કરી શકો. હવે કરવા તો શું થાય, આ તમારી સ્ટડી કેટલી મોટી થઈ જશે. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ, if you want to see that the advertisement of two-wheeler is effective or not, so at that time you will take 100 cities. This is one of the biggest research ever, because when you try to take sample of 100 cities, so that 100 cities must be the number of respondent you must need to research. So this is very big thing. So your sample design must be in the in that manner that can be verified and that can be possible to analyze. This is the seventh thing. Remaining topic will be discussed in our next video, and we will try to complete this